Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NBA Heat at Kings. It's President's Day week, which means we've got a nice little code for 20% off the entire site of picksandparlays.net. Use the code USA. The Heat are favored -1.5, total of 223.5. This is an advanced line we're looking at. Heat coming off a back-to-back here, 11 and 16 heading into Wednesday night's game, 9-17-1 against the number. Sacramento's 12 and 15, 13 and 14 against the spread. And the problem for Sacramento has been their defense, ranking 30th in the league in total score and field goal percentage. Some injury updates. Goran Dragic questionable for this one. He was out versus Golden State. The last meeting between these two, January 30th, Miami winning 105-104 as 6.5-point favorites in Miami. And now we're bringing in Dan Kaiser to break this one all down for us. Dan, do you see this one going any differently?
Not really. I mean, but one thing to look at this game, obviously Miami's playing will be playing as we're taping this game. So and they're playing Golden State. So I guess the first thing I look at before you bet this game, I would look at the box score for the game the game against Golden State. I would look at the box score, and if it was a blowout either way, then I would look at like minutes played by the Heat. You know, the Heat's big guys. You know, Butler, Adebayo, and Hero. You know, how many did they play a lot of minutes? They did not play a lot of minutes because it would be the second game of back to back. And also, did anybody get hurt in the game? I mean, those things you always got to look at, you know, on the second game of back-to-back. And also, Miami isn't great on the road, but the Kings aren't great at home either. I mean, Miami is 3-7 ATS in their last 10, and the Kings are up 6-4. As you said, Dragic is and he'll probably be out in this game because of a bum ankle. Here's the thing. I like the Kings as a team. I like their going forward. They have a lot of good young players. Third, Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Tyrese Halliburton, a lot of good young players that can light it up on any given night. But then I look at Miami, they got Butler, Hero, Adebayo, Duncan Robinson. And I think the one key here is Adebayo. The Kings really don't have anybody to match up against Adebayo. You know, you got two teams playing in kind of like the same kind of in the same muck. I mean, the Heat have lost 2 in a row. It was to the Jazz and the Clippers at least. And I look at the Heat, they can match the firepower of the Kings. As I said, I'm not sure if the Kings have anybody that can stop Bam. I think I may have fallen into a lot like the books, and I think I've maybe given the Heat too much credit or maybe too much respect after what they did last season. You know, they played great in the bubble, they made the finals, they look good. And I'm not sure if they should be favored in this one on the road, the way they've been playing on the road, playing a nice young Kings team on the second game of back-to-back. But I'm either a glutton for punishment or a sucker, and I think I'm going to take the Heat to win this one, laying 1.5.
Right. It's really interesting to see how bad the Heat have been against the number this season, but they've also been dealing with a record. If you remember, it seems like just about every night they don't have somebody playing. It seems like it's been a rotation of somebody being out, somebody being in close contact with COVID. So I think they haven't been quite at full strength for most of the season. So that's kind of what I attribute to some of that. Then you've got this Kings team that if you bet on the Kings, they've been really good on the number. I believe they're 7-3 against the number on the road, but at home, they're just 6-11 against the spread. So I think when the Kings are on the road getting a lot of points, that's when they're good at covering. At home as short underdogs, I think it's a little bit different. Like you mentioned, I think Bam is probably going to have a big night down in the paint. Halliburton's all right, but I think I've seen him get dominated by several post players. I remember I took a Jokic prop when the Kings played the Nuggets, and Jokic went absolutely off, but he goes off a lot of nights. So I don't know if that's here or there.
When doesn't he?
Right. Nobody stops him. Nobody stops him. Looking at a total of 223.5. The Kings have been pretty hot to the over at home, 12-5 when it comes to overs, but the Heat have not been much of an over team. So do you have any leanings at 223.5 for a total?
I'm going to have to, if I would lean to the under only for the fact that if I think Miami's going to win, they're going to have to play some defense because they're coming off the second game of back-to-back, and they may be a little slow in the legs, and that affect their offense. So if I'm going to go with Miami winning this one, I'd lean to the under.
Right, and last time out, it was a 105 to 104 ball game, and that's with both teams' top scorers having pretty solid nights. Jimmy Butler scoring 30, and De'Aaron Fox having 30 as well. So I think if you see a similar type game plan, the under might be the play. That's going to do it for our NBA talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Dan Kaiser as always. Dan, thanks for joining us.